When you're at home, most people like to relax and unwind, but some great things can be accomplished when you're at home too, like these awesome inventions coming up next. Maybe next time you have an idea, go ahead and make it. You never know when you can make some good money off of it like some of these people did. Number 19. A fountain for your dog. Anybody who owns a dog, we all want to see our best friends having the time of their lives. They love playing with us, but sometimes we owners can get a little bit exhausted. Instead of just half-heartedly throwing a chew toy across the yard as you sit in your lounge chair, watch your pet dog entertain themselves with a doggy fountain. A pedal gets strapped to the opening of the hose, and every time your dog steps on it, the pedal lets out a spout of water into the air. Knowing dogs, they'll probably entertain themselves for a long time doing this. Plus, they won't go thirsty running around the yard. Number 18. Washing machine drum barbecue grill. Usually, you put your clothes in the washing machine to clean off all that barbecue sauce from those ribs you chowed down on earlier. But it looks like people have figured out a way to use the inside of a washing machine for culinary purposes. Instructions online suggest getting a washing machine drum, an oven shelf, and some bolts and wires to put it all together. If you have an old, broken machine and no grill, it might do your wallet well to just make your own grill at home. Number 17. Bug assault. You can now buy one of these online or wherever. It did, however, start out with a gun and a shaker full of salt. The invention came from the mind and craft of Lorenzo Maggiore, who first demonstrated his extreme bug swatter tool on YouTube and named it Bug Assault. To get rid of flies at a distance so you have a better chance of not scaring them off too early, Maggiore made it so that you could launch salt at them, making for a non-toxic way to get rid of bugs. He started an Indiegogo campaign and would later sell over 20,000 of these things. Number 16. PVC pipe transportation. If you had lots of projects in high school where you had to build things, then you most likely used PVC pipe at 1 or 2 times. The younger you was onto something during the old days because it seems like you can do all sorts of things with PVC pipes, which stands for polyvinyl chloride, the third most widely produced synthetic plastic polymer in the world. It seems you can use it to construct things like motorbikes, like the one you see here, or even making a homemade go-kart in a relatively simple way that would probably be cheaper than buying one for yourself. Number 15. Snowboard with your knees. That doesn't sound too comfortable, does it? Snowboarding with your knees, but hey, someone tried it. Skiing or snowboarding can do a number on your knees, so maybe it's not the smartest thing to slide down a mountain with a pair of snowboards made for your knees. Have fun sliding down there with even less control than if you were skiing or snowboarding normally. Number 14. Hands-free chicken plucker. They have their ways of plucking chickens down in the olfactory. However, if you're more of a rural person and you have your own ranch of chickens or you just prefer to do this stuff the old-fashioned way, there is an easier way to pluck the feathers off chickens. It's something called the homemade whiz-bang chicken plucker. As shown in various YouTube videos, it can be relatively easy to make a drum machine that spins the chicken while plucking the feathers off of it at the same time. It even comes with small water nozzles to clean the raw chicken when it's done plucking. Number 13. Mini tractor planting sprouts. One of the most labor-heavy professions is farming. You're essentially cleaning land and replanting rows and rows of your produce all year. It takes a lot of physical stamina to keep up, and most people are happy to do it. If, however, there was a way to make it all easier, wouldn't you choose that, no matter how long you like to stay in the sun? Mini tractors have been upgraded by farmers themselves to be able to plant entire rows of sprouts onto the land just by driving across. That, at least, takes a few hours off the routine as the tractor both plows and plants at the same time. Number 12. DIY can crusher. Maybe most people might not have an urgent need for one of these things in their house, but say, after a party, you need to make room and recycle all the cans of beverages your guests went through. It might be nice to have a can crusher on hand. One that you didn't have to buy and that you can make yourself. Sure, you can just tire yourself out by crushing cans with your shoe instead of tiring yourself out by making a can crusher, but which one sounds more fun? The simplest ones can be made of wood and can be assembled with some bolts, a hinge, and a drill. Number 11. Water bottle boats. Make full use of the term water bottle and take that empty plastic and put it back in the water. But first, assemble it into the shape of a functional kayak. The sturdier the plastic, the better. So try not to opt for super decomposable ones since they're likely to just get crushed easily by the weight of people on the boat. Make sure it can still be filled up with air, and then secure all these bottles together as stable as you can. People found that you can help save the environment this way and also find a low-cost alternative to regular boats. Number 10. Anti-theft lunch bags. This one takes very little money, yet can potentially make a lot of money for how genius it is. Office workers and roommates, you know what that feeling is like, the one where you put your food away in the fridge only to have it eaten by someone in the area. One way to deter lunch thieves is to make your lunch look unappetizing. And what better way to do that than to make it look like mold already grew on it? Anti-theft lunch bags make it look like there's mold on your sandwich, when really, it's just clever art on a transparent piece of plastic. Number 9. Pedaled chicken feed. Who knew pedals would be so useful when it came to animals? Since animals are incapable of reading, at least human languages, the pedal has become a useful way to let animals be in control of what they're getting. Similar to the hose pedal for dogs, the chicken feed pedal works the same way. As a way to slow down and moderate the amount of chicken feed these birds eat, you have a covered feeder that only opens when a chicken comes near and wants to feed out of it. That also ensures not too many of them eat out of it at the same time, like with an open bowl. Number 8. Measuring tape belt. Need a way to keep yourself in check at a restaurant so that you can fit into your favorite pair of jeans when you go on vacation? Aside from good old-fashioned will and determination, try making a measuring tape into a belt for your pants so that you're constantly reminded of where you're at. Sounds a bit like torture, but to some, maybe it could be helpful. You don't necessarily have to take the entire length of the measuring tape and tie it around your waist. Just take enough to make a belt and sew it onto a plain cloth belt and voila! Number 7. Bread slice bird feeder. What do you do with all those crumbs you get when you're slicing your own bread? It goes in the trash, doesn't it? Or it just stays there on the table for weeks until someone decides to clean it up. That's probably not you. A good way to ensure the entire bread gets used involves feeding it to birds. You can gather it up yourself and throw it outside, or you could make a cutting board bird feeder that has holes in the cutting board for you to sweep crumbs into. The crumbs then flow down into a container where you can give it to the birds. Number 6. Bike-powered dryer. You get a bike to power anything, then that means you're going to put some exercise in and spend less on your energy bill. An idea so simple that a child could get it done. A bike-powered dryer sounds tiring, but you're getting a lot done at once. In addition to more physical activity and less money paid for electrical power, you also get to dry your clothes. And who knows, maybe you hand wash those clothes too. You'd need some sort of cylinder that runs off the pedaling of the bike, spinning the clothes round and round with air hitting it so that they dry. Number 5. Motorized wheelbarrow. Professionals make their own battery-powered motorized wheelbarrows, but you can also make homemade ones too, as seen on the many posts on YouTube of people in their own homemade wheelbarrows. And these homemade ones aren't always for doing work out in the garden. If anything, you'll find people driving around meadows or down the street while handling their wheelbarrow contraptions. Some have hydraulic pumps and a regular wheelbarrow, and you've already got the main components for your own powered wheelbarrow for work and leisure. Number 4. The knitted beard hat. Don't laugh just yet. Actually, no, wait, get your laughter out of the way right now so that you can listen to how useful this thing really is. The knitted beard hat looks like an awful, inaccurate way to make the most unrealistic facial hair. But when you think about it, the original purpose makes total sense: to keep your face warm. Of course. It looks like a less threatening alternative to a balaclava or a ski mask. Plus, it supplies some laughs for you and everyone who looks at you. Knit your own facial hair and keep your face frost-free. Number 3. The real way to sink wash your hair. Sometimes there's no time to wait for someone to get out of the shower so that you can wash your hair. But how do you wash your hair in the sink on your own and not have your friend do it while you rest your head back salon style? A viral video uploaded this year from China shows that you just need a huge water bottle strapped to your back while you stand over the sink. That way, when you bend forward, all the suds from your shampoo get washed away into the sink from the water flowing out of the bottle instead of straining your head to fit under the faucet. Number 2. Dog umbrella. This looks counterintuitive to the dog hose pedal we mentioned earlier, but hear us out. When your dog doesn't want to get wet, like while out on a walk, don't leave them out in the cold while you're under the comfort of a coat and umbrella. Why not give them an umbrella too? The leash would be the umbrella handle that gets attached to your dog's collar to keep them dry when it showers out. Number 1. Air pump for clogged drains. You can put away all those gels and toilet plungers when it comes to clogged pipes. An easier and seemingly more effective way to clear those backed up pipes is to use an air compressor. You can buy a commercial one, like the Drain Blaster, though people have done well enough by making their own compressed air contraptions to blast those full drains out of here. It seems weird, but then you don't have to worry about toxic chemicals getting onto your skin or spilling onto the floor. How many of these things do you think you could make at home? Let us know some of your favorite inventions that you saw here today. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.